If you're over 60, I need you to listen closely. Not just as someone who cares about your health, but as someone who's watched too many seniors lying in hospital beds, whispering the same heartbreaking words. But I thought I was eating healthy. The truth is shocking, and it's this. Some of the fruits you've trusted your whole life, the ones that feel refreshing, natural, even healing, may now be quietly, silently damaging your heart every single day. I know that sounds hard to believe, but after 60, your body isn't the same. Your metabolism slows, your kidneys filter less, your arteries become stiffer, and that means even natural sugars, potassium, or fruit acids can start working against your heart instead of for it. This isn't about fear. This is about awareness and protecting the heart that's been beating for you every second of your life. So in this video, we're counting down 7 popular fruits that may seem healthy, but could be triggering blood pressure crashes, blood sugar spikes, heart palpitations, and more. And most importantly, we'll show you how to enjoy fruits safely without silently sabotaging your heart. Before we dive in, take a second to hit the like button, not just for the algorithm, but to help more seniors discover these simple, life-saving tips. And let us know in the comments. What fruit do you eat most often? Do you think it's helping or hurting your heart? And if you're serious about aging with strength, clarity, and confidence, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. At its Better Health, we bring you real, science-backed guidance, without fear, fluff, or false promises. Get ready? Let's start with the first fruit that might be hiding in your kitchen right now. Overripe bananas, the silent potassium bomb that could disrupt your heartbeat. Fruit number 1. Overripe bananas, the silent potassium bomb for your heart. Bananas have long been seen as the perfect healthy snack. They're easy to eat, naturally sweet, and packed with potassium, a mineral we're told is essential for heart health. And for much of your life, that was true. But once you pass 60, your heart, your kidneys, and your metabolism no longer process nutrients the same way. That soft, sweet, overripe banana you're slicing into your breakfast bowl, it might be quietly putting your heart at risk, especially if you have high blood pressure, take diuretics, or have even mild kidney dysfunction. Why overripe bananas can be dangerous after 60. Here's what most seniors don't know. Potassium is only heart healthy when your body can regulate it. But as you age, kidney function naturally declines, even if you feel perfectly fine. And when kidneys slow down, they don't filter out excess potassium as effectively. That means eating potassium-rich foods like soft, spotted bananas can cause potassium to build up in your bloodstream, leading to a condition called hyperkalemia. The symptoms? They whisper, not shout. You feel tired for no reason. Your heartbeat skips or flutters. You experience occasional muscle weakness or heaviness. Maybe even a strange dizziness that feels like just aging. But behind the scenes, your heart's electrical rhythm is struggling to stay in sync. Too much potassium in your blood disrupts those vital signals, and if left unchecked, it can lead to dangerous arrhythmias, slowed heart rate, and in extreme cases, cardiac arrest. A personal warning from experience. As a health educator, I've seen the shock in seniors' eyes when we review their labs or EKGs, and they realize their favorite fruit may have been slowly working against them. They weren't eating fast food. They weren't drinking soda. They were eating bananas because they believed they were doing the right thing. And the hardest part? No one warned them that their healthy habit had quietly become harmful. What to do instead? This isn't about banning bananas from your life. It's about eating them smart and protecting the heart that's carried you for over 6 decades. Here's how to stay safe. Choose firmer, less ripe bananas. Avoid those with black spots or syrupy sweetness. Eat only half a banana at a time, especially if you take blood pressure meds or have any kidney issues. Pair it with fiber or protein, like oatmeal or Greek yogurt, to slow potassium absorption. Listen to your body. If you feel strange after eating, don't ignore it. And always talk to your doctor if you notice irregular heartbeat, fatigue, or muscle weakness. Do you usually eat bananas in the morning? Have you ever noticed feeling tired or dizzy afterward? Let us know in the comments. Your story might help someone else connect the dots. Because at this stage of life, even something as innocent as a banana can become a hidden threat. And the key to protecting your heart isn't fear, it's awareness. Fruit number 2, grapes. The sweet little fruit that's quietly damaging your heart. They're small, they're juicy, they're easy to grab by the handful. And for many seniors, grapes feel like the perfect snack, natural, refreshing, and far better than chips or cookies. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you're over 60, and especially if you're dealing with high blood sugar, cholesterol, or heart disease, grapes might be one of the worst fruits you could be eating regularly. Why grapes hit harder after 60? Grapes are rich in fructose, a natural fruit sugar. But unlike apples or berries, grapes don't contain much fiber or antioxidant density to slow down how quickly that sugar hits your bloodstream. The result? A fast, unbuffered sugar spike, just minutes after eating. In your younger years, your liver and metabolism could easily handle that fructose load. But now, with decades of wear and tear, your body converts that fructose into triglycerides much more quickly, leading to increased blood fats, plaque buildup inside arteries, higher risk of hypertension, arrhythmia, and even heart attack. But doctor, I'm eating grapes instead of cookies. This is one of the most common things I hear from seniors. I gave up candy. I stopped soda. I eat fruit now. Why is my blood pressure still high? Why is my cholesterol getting worse? And the answer is simple, but often surprising. Not all fruits are heart-friendly, especially for aging bodies. Grapes might be better than junk food, yes. But that doesn't mean they're safe in large amounts, especially if you eat them daily, between meals, or as a substitute for breakfast or dessert. The hidden danger: overeating without realizing. Grapes are too easy to overeat. Unlike peeling an orange or slicing a papaya, grapes are ready to go. No prep, no portion control. You don't eat 4 grapes. You eat 40. A whole bowl, a whole bag. And every single handful dumps more sugar into your system, spiking your blood sugar, forcing your heart to work harder, and contributing to silent inflammation. Over time, that means more arterial stiffness, more oxidative stress, and more risk of sudden cardiac events. How to enjoy grapes without risking your heart. This isn't about cutting grapes out of your life entirely. It's about learning how to respect their impact and manage your intake wisely. Treat grapes like dessert, not a free snack. Limit to a small handful, 8 to 10 grapes, per serving. Pair with protein or fiber, like a slice of cheese, nuts, or a boiled egg to slow down sugar absorption. Avoid if your blood sugar or triglycerides are unstable. Never eat them in place of a real meal, especially not breakfast. And always watch how your body reacts. If you notice tiredness, racing heart, or cravings after eating grapes, that's your body whispering, "This isn't helping me anymore." Have grapes been a regular part of your snack routine? Let us know in the comments, and share how you plan to enjoy them more wisely. Because the goal isn't to fear fruit. It's to finally understand how even natural sweetness can silently strain a vulnerable heart. Fruit number 3, watermelon, the summer favorite that may crash your blood pressure. It's juicy, refreshing, and brings back memories of sunny childhood picnics. For many seniors, watermelon feels like the safest fruit on earth. It's 90% water, right? But what most people don't realize is this. For older adults, especially those on blood pressure medications, that big, sweet slice of watermelon could be silently pushing your heart into dangerous territory. A fruit that looks harmless, but can destabilize your circulation. Here's where watermelon becomes tricky. Yes, it's hydrating. Yes, it's cooling. But watermelon is also rich in an amino acid called citrulline, which relaxes and widens your blood vessels, a process called vasodilation. That may sound like a good thing, but for aging bodies, especially those taking medication for hypertension, this can become a serious risk. Why? Because your blood pressure is already being managed by your pills. When you eat a fruit that opens up your arteries even more, you're effectively doubling the effect, and that can lead to sudden blood pressure crashes, dizziness, lightheadedness, blurry vision, fainting, especially after activity or standing up, and in severe cases, a heart struggling to maintain safe rhythm. I've seen seniors who felt fine, took their morning walk after a light watermelon snack, and ended up collapsed on the sidewalk. They blamed the sun or dehydration. But the real problem was vascular overdilation and a fruit that was too strong for their aging circulation. The blood sugar roller coaster you didn't expect. Watermelon also has a high glycemic index, which means it spikes your blood sugar rapidly, then crashes it. This sugar roller coaster places extra stress on your nervous system, pancreas, and heart, causing inflammation, sudden energy crashes, heart palpitations, and arrhythmias. Especially if you eat watermelon on an empty stomach or as your first food of the day, it may trigger symptoms you attribute to aging, but are actually blood sugar swings. And if you live with prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance, this fruit can become even more risky, silently pushing your body toward instability. But it's just fruit. That's the trap. Watermelon feels innocent. It tastes light. It doesn't feel sugary like cake or soda. But the way it acts inside a 60-plus-year-old body? Very different. With stiffer arteries, slower digestion, and more fragile blood pressure regulation, watermelon becomes a hidden trigger. You may not notice it right away, but the strain on your heart accumulates. And what felt like a safe treat becomes one more reason your medication isn't working like it used to, or why your heart skips a beat every time you stand up. How to eat watermelon wisely, if at all. You don't have to say goodbye to watermelon forever, but you do need to rethink when and how you eat it. Stick to a small slice, never a whole bowl. Pair it with protein, like cheese or yogurt, to slow absorption. Never eat on an empty stomach or before physical activity. Avoid eating close to the time you take blood pressure meds. If you're on heart medication or get dizzy often, consider avoiding it entirely. Have you ever felt weak or lightheaded after eating watermelon? Have you noticed blood pressure changes after a summer snack? Share your story in the comments. It might help someone else make the connection. Because when you're over 60, the real danger isn't always fast food or soda. Sometimes it's a slice of fruit at the wrong time in the wrong body. Fruit number 4, durian, the exotic delight that could be slowly destroying your heart. It's creamy. It's rich. It's known across Asia as the king of fruits. And for many seniors, eating durian feels like a rare, luxurious treat, something to enjoy proudly and share with family. But if you're over 60, and especially if you're living with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or any form of heart disease, this exotic favorite may quietly be one of the most dangerous fruits you could eat. Saturated fat in a fruit? Yes, and it's alarming. Most people think, it's fruit, so it must be healthy. But durian isn't your typical fruit. Beneath that spiky shell lies a creamy flesh that's shockingly high in saturated fat. In fact, gram for gram, durian contains as much saturated fat as some red meats and processed dairy products. And here's what that means for an aging heart. It raises your LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries. It accelerates atherosclerosis, narrowing your vessels and reducing oxygen flow. It burdens a heart that's already working harder with age. This doesn't happen in one bite. But over time, if durian becomes a routine indulgence, your arteries gradually stiffen, your blood becomes thicker, and your heart becomes more vulnerable with each passing week. The silent effects no one talks about. The seniors I've worked with who ate durian regularly rarely noticed anything at first. No chest pain, no dizziness, no obvious symptoms. But beneath the surface, inflammation was rising, plaque was building, and cholesterol levels quietly worsened, despite their best intentions. Some began experiencing mild shortness of breath, irregular heartbeats, anxiety-like symptoms, especially at night, and in some cases, sudden spikes in heart rate after eating, especially when combined with medication. Durian may be natural, but that doesn't mean it's neutral. In fact, this fruit heats your body internally, stimulating your nervous system and increasing your heart rate, just like caffeine. Now combine that with blood pressure meds or statins, and you have a recipe for overstimulation, poor absorption, and cardiac strain. A dangerous combination with medication. Many seniors don't realize how food and medication interact, but durian's high fat and sugar content can interfere with blood pressure control, cholesterol-lowering medications, heart rhythm stability. The result? Even a single portion could spike your heart rate, leave you flushed, restless, or overheated, disrupt your medication's absorption, or intensify side effects. And all this from something you thought was just a fruit. How to approach durian wisely. The point here isn't to shame durian, but to respect it. If you absolutely love it, and your doctor gives you the green light, then limit to a small bite, not a full portion. Avoid on days when you've taken cholesterol or heart medications. Never eat it late at night. It may overstimulate your nervous system. Be mindful of symptoms after eating, like racing heart or heat intolerance. Talk to your doctor if you have any history of arrhythmia, high cholesterol, or medication concerns. Have you tried durian in recent years? Did you notice any strange effects after eating it? Heat, fatigue, irregular heartbeat? Share your story in the comments, because your experience might be the reason someone else finally connects the dots. Even fruits can act like medicine or poison, depending on how your body has changed. And after 60, your body deserves not just pleasure, but protection. Fruit number 5. Mango, the tropical temptation that could quietly damage your heart. It's golden, soft, sweet like sunshine. For many seniors, a ripe mango feels like nature's dessert, comforting, refreshing, and guilt-free. But here's the hard truth. If you're over 60, especially living with blood sugar concerns or heart disease, that juicy mango may be doing more harm than good. It may feel nourishing, but what's happening inside your body tells a very different story. Sugar bomb in disguise. Mangoes are high in fructose, a fruit sugar that's metabolized almost entirely by your liver. And unlike glucose, which your body can use right away for energy, fructose is far more insidious. When consumed in excess, especially through fruits like mangoes, that fructose turns quickly into triglycerides, a type of fat that clogs arteries, increases inflammation, weakens the heart over time. For a younger body, that might not be a big deal. But for seniors with slower metabolisms, reduced insulin sensitivity, and fragile cardiovascular systems, those triglycerides become a serious threat. The glycemic spike that stresses your heart. Mangoes also have a high glycemic index, meaning they cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by a sudden crash. This roller coaster is more than just an energy dip. For aging hearts, it means increased heart rate, greater stress on your arteries, higher risk of arrhythmia and high blood pressure, a surge in insulin that your body struggles to manage. Many seniors eat mangoes daily, in smoothies, after meals, or even as a replacement for dessert, thinking they're doing something right. But what's actually happening is this: a gradual storm of metabolic dysfunction, sugar overload, and silent cardiac strain. I've met patients whose cholesterol worsened, energy declined, and heart palpitations increased, and they were shocked to learn it wasn't junk food. It was mangoes. But it's just one fruit. That's exactly the trap. Because fruit feels innocent, even healing. But after 60, even one mango a day can work against your heart if your body can no longer buffer the sugar spike and fat conversion. What used to be safe now needs to be reevaluated. How to eat mangoes without hurting your heart. You don't have to give up mango forever, but you do need to make smarter choices. Keep serving small, no more than a few slices, not a full fruit. Avoid mango juice or dried mango. The sugar is even more concentrated. Pair with protein or fat, like Greek yogurt or nuts, to slow absorption. Avoid if you have diabetes, high triglycerides, or metabolic syndrome. Don't eat mangoes on an empty stomach, especially in the morning when insulin sensitivity is lowest. And always listen to your body. If you feel anxious, drowsy, or notice sugar crashes after mango, that's your body whispering, "I can't handle this anymore." Do you love mangoes? Have they been part of your routine? Let us know in the comments and help others understand how even nature's candy can become a hidden danger with age. Because protecting your heart isn't just about cutting back on fast food. It's about understanding which fruits nourish and which quietly sabotage your health. Fruit number 6, lychee and longan. The tiny fruits that can set your heart on fire. They're sweet, juicy, and small enough to pop in your mouth by the handful. For many seniors, lychee and longan feel like harmless snacks, exotic, fragrant, and often served after meals as a light dessert. But behind that glossy skin and soft flesh lies a hidden danger that could be quietly inflaming your heart, and most people have no idea. A sudden sugar surge your heart can't handle. Lychee and longan are loaded with simple sugars, especially glucose, that enter your bloodstream rapidly and aggressively. When you were younger, your body could handle that surge with ease. But after 60, everything changes. Your insulin response slows. Your pancreas tires more easily. And your blood vessels react more sensitively to pressure and sugar shifts. The result? That light dessert becomes a metabolic grenade, leading to blood sugar spikes, elevated blood pressure, increased heart rate, and excessive demand on your cardiovascular system. This is especially dangerous for those already living with prediabetes or diabetes, arrhythmia or heart palpitations, high blood pressure. And if you're on medications to manage those conditions, the interaction can amplify the risk even further. Heating fruits and overstimulated hearts. In Eastern medicine, lychee and longan are classified as heating fruits, and while that might sound mystical, modern science backs it up. These fruits stimulate your sympathetic nervous system, the same one activated during stress or panic. That means increased core body temperature, elevated heart rate, overstimulation of your nervous system. You might notice anxiety, insomnia, restlessness, palpitations, and yet you'll never think to blame fruit. But your heart will feel it. Each surge, each spike, each demand it can no longer tolerate. The real-world stories that hit hard. I've seen it firsthand. Seniors who switched from cookies to fruit, thinking they were making a healthier choice. But after snacking on handfuls of lychee or longan, they began experiencing night sweats, racing heartbeats, sudden fatigue, disrupted sleep patterns, Some thought it was age. Others blamed stress. But the truth? They were overdosing on sugar and stimulation from tiny fruits that felt harmless. How to eat these fruits safely, if at all. You don't have to cut them out forever, but you must respect their potency. Limit to just 3 to 5 pieces, not a bowl. Avoid at night, when overstimulation can interfere with sleep. Pair with fat or protein to blunt the sugar spike. Never mix with stimulant medications or blood pressure meds without checking with your doctor. Avoid completely if you experience palpitations, heat intolerance, or blood sugar crashes. Remember, just because it's small and sweet doesn't mean it's safe. Your body after 60 is more vulnerable to metabolic shifts and nervous system triggers. And these tiny fruits pack more of both than you might expect. Have you ever felt flushed, anxious, or dizzy after eating lychee or longan? Tell us in the comments. Your story might help someone else make the connection. Because sometimes the most dangerous foods aren't big, greasy meals. They're the tiny, sweet treats that sneak in quietly and overwhelm your heart from within. Fruit number 7, fruit juice, the sweet liquid that's quietly destroying your heart. It's the first thing many seniors reach for in the morning. A cold glass of orange juice, apple juice, grape juice. It feels refreshing, familiar, even healthy. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. That innocent-looking glass of juice may be quietly harming your heart every single day. And the worst part? You probably believed it was helping you. The truth, juice equals liquid sugar. Yes, fruit juice comes from fruit. But once it's turned into juice, something vital is stripped away. Fiber, nature's built-in sugar regulator. Without fiber, juice becomes a fast-acting sugar bomb, flooding your system in seconds. 1 glass of orange juice equals up to 25 grams of sugar. That's as much as a can of soda. And your aging body processes it even slower and less efficiently. What happens next? Blood sugar spikes rapidly. Insulin surges. Your heart rate increases to keep up. Inflammation sets in. Artery walls begin to thicken over time. It's not just a sweet sip. It's a metabolic roller coaster your heart is too old to ride. Why it's especially dangerous after 60. As we age, our insulin sensitivity declines. That means the same juice that energized you in your 30s now overwhelms your system. Your arteries, already stiffening with age, become more sensitive to sugar-induced inflammation, spikes in blood pressure, accelerated plaque buildup. And over time, this leads to arrhythmias, hypertension, weakened circulation, higher risk of heart attack or stroke. I've seen it in real life. Seniors who walk daily, eat clean, and avoid junk food, yet still battle rising blood pressure and cholesterol. And in so many cases, the hidden culprit was juice. That glass they drank each morning for their health was quietly unraveling years of effort. Juice versus whole fruit, a critical difference. Whole fruit contains fiber. Fiber slows digestion, moderates sugar absorption, and protects your arteries. But juice? Juice strips away the fiber and leaves only sugar and water. Fast, hard, and dangerous. Chewing fruit also activates enzymes and digestion hormones that protect your heart. Drinking skips all of that, and your bloodstream takes the hit. How to protect your heart from juice damage? You don't have to give up fruit, but you do need to rethink how you consume it. Eat whole fruit, not juice. Choose low glycemic fruits like berries, apples, or kiwi. Avoid fruit juice in the morning when insulin is most sensitive. If you drink juice, dilute it with water and limit to 4-ounce max. Skip juice entirely if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease. And remember, labels lie. Even 100% fruit juice or no sugar added still contains natural sugars that can flood your bloodstream like soda. Do you drink juice regularly? What changes will you make now that you know the truth? Tell us in the comments. Your story could help someone protect their heart. Because what feels refreshing might be quietly inflaming, straining, and weakening the heart that's carried you for over 6 decades. Conclusion: your heart deserves more than sweet lies. If you've made it this far, thank you. It tells me one powerful thing. You care, not just about living longer, but about living better. Today, we've exposed 7 fruits and drinks that may seem harmless, even healthy, but can quietly damage your heart after the age of 60. Overripe bananas, the potassium overload that disrupts your rhythm. Grapes, the sugar spike disguised as nature's candy. Watermelon, the blood pressure dropper hiding in your fridge. Durian, the saturated fat bomb you never suspected. Mango, the tropical dessert that sabotages your metabolism. Lychee and longan, the tiny triggers of overstimulation and heart strain. Fruit juice, the sweet liquid that's just as dangerous as soda. The problem isn't fruit. The problem is assuming what worked when you were younger still works now. Because after 60, your body changes, and your heart becomes more vulnerable to the things you once trusted. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. You don't have to live in fear. You just need to live in awareness. Start with these small shifts. Eat whole fruits instead of drinking juice. Watch portion size, especially with tropical and sugary fruits. Pair fruits with fiber, fat, or protein to blunt blood sugar spikes. Check in with your doctor, especially if you're on meds or have heart/kidney conditions. Most of all, listen to your body's whispers before it screams. Let's reflect together. What's one fruit from today's list that surprised you most? And what's one small change you're willing to try this week to protect your heart? Type it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. And before you go, if this video opened your eyes, please hit the like button. It helps more seniors find the truth and protect their health. Subscribe to It's Better Health and turn on notifications. We bring you real, science-backed tips for aging with strength, grace, and confidence. No fear, no fluff, just the facts you deserve. Because you're not too old. You're just underinformed, and you're finally changing that. Eat with purpose, choose with clarity, and never stop fighting for the heart that's fought for you all these years. You've got this.